Coach, congratulations. We're going to start with Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Nick King.
Coach, yes, congrats on the first round series win. Wanted to ask just obviously about Booker. You talked before about him. Hey, take the first shot available. It looked like he was dialed into that and more. We'll just speak of the first half he had.
Yeah, I mean it was one of those deals where he was feeling it, but our guys understood that he was feeling it, and so we got a number of stops in the first quarter. I mean, they only scored 14 points, so we were getting out and running. And we had a conversation after game 2, I think, or game 3. It was game 3, I think, about their defense is so good and they shift to the ball so well. He's not gonna get another look after the first one presents itself. And so that was the mentality that we wanted him to have. And, you know, he's a gifted scorer, but it was, you know, the shot making and then the stops on top of that, you know, probably deflated them a little bit in the first half, but, you know, it was an impressive first half. I'm not quite sure how many points he had in the first half, maybe 33 or something like that. But it was a special night for him. And to do that in a closeout game is really cool. And so I was happy for him, happy for our team, and certainly, you know, happy to be moving on.
Next is Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, and then Kellen Olsen.
Monty, for Devin to play a season high in minutes, at what point does he tell you, or do you feel like he's good to stay out there? And locked in feels cliche, but just the look on his face the entire night, what did you see there?
I wasn't really locked into the look on his face, but in the second half, especially when they went small, I didn't want to take any chances taking him off the floor. One, he draws a double team, and 2, he was getting to the paint. But he, you know, players like Book have a determination about him. And I've said this about him a number of times. He doesn't run from the moment. And in this particular case, the moment was the whole game. You know, they had a 35-point third quarter, and so they made a run. And so I didn't want to sit him in the fourth in case their momentum continued.
Next is Kellen Olsen with Arizona Sports, and then Cameron Cox.
Hey, Monty, what was your message to the team at halftime and then in between the third and the fourth quarter as the Lakers continued to make up ground that you guys were eventually able to hold off still?
The thing that was hurting us was our transition defense. We had a few dead balls where they beat us down the floor, and that was, you know, something that should never happen against our team, and our guys knew it. I asked them at halftime, you know, what was their input, and one of the things they said was transition defense. And so that was the focus. You know, if we don't score, like, we got to get back. And, you know, the Lakers threw everything, every defense you can imagine. I mean, they went 2 different types of zones. They trapped us a little bit. They switched. And so they caused some havoc in that regard. But the transition defense was what we talked about at halftime and in between the quarter breaks.
Next is Cameron Cox with 12 News, followed by Anthony Slater.
Hey, Monty, congrats on the win. Can you just describe this moment for you and this team, and to see your vision kind of, you know, come to fruition that you talked about when you first got here, to do it in this way against the Lakers and to move on to the next round? I know the job's not done, but what are the emotions right now, and how big is this for this team?
I mean, you do feel a level of excitement because you know, winning in the NBA is really hard, you know, as it relates to one game. But to win a series, you have to, you know, enjoy that. And, you know, walking off the floor and Robert and James and Penny are sitting right there. And Robert was the first one that grabbed me to hug me. And that's when it kind of set in that, you know, we've moved the program in a place where we want to be. But at the same time, you know, my mind's already moved towards the next thing that we have to do. And that's, you know, preparing for Denver, right? And so that's just my mindset. I'm grateful for what our players do every single day. I'm grateful for these opportunities, but I'm also pushing my mindset forward so we can get ready for the preparations and all the stuff that the coaches have to do in the next few days to get ready for the next round. And I hope our fans are excited and appreciate what's happening, because it is a blessing to be a part of this journey with this team.
Next is Anthony Slater with The Athletic, and then Sierra Santos.
Yeah, you by the time you got here, Devin had already kind of risen to the scorer he is today. But what have you seen behind the scenes over 2 years with him, where he's gotten to what he just showed in this series, which is basically, kind of like top tier superstar status?
I mean, I don't know if I can, lay it all out for you, but I'm seeing him and DA and all of our guys grow as players, as people, understanding the responsibility and the work that goes into being really good players. But in regards to Devin, he's one of those guys that wants to move himself in the elite class. And he believes he's one of the best players in the league. He doesn't believe there's a better person at his position, for sure. And I'm certain that he believes he's, one of the top players. And this is where you get to show it in the playoffs. And so this is the moment that he wanted. I'm sure he's looking forward to the next one. And I'm watching him, on the fly, just go from a guy who scored a ton of points. Now he's turning into a guy who can lead teams, a team in the playoffs, and be in a different class.
Next is Sierra Santos with Fox 10, and then Catherine Fitzgerald.
Congratulations, Monty. For this storied history between the Suns and the Lakers, it's almost like a King Kong type of slaying, right? How do you feel confidence-wise now that, okay, you knocked off the reigning NBA champs?
Well, I mean, every game in the playoffs has a life of its own. Every series does. And so we feel good about winning the series. It certainly is cool to beat the defending champs, for sure. But again, you can only hold on to that for so long, and now you have to move towards another worthy opponent. But to your point, yeah, I understand what our city and their feelings in the games in the past and series in the past with the Lakers. I get that. I wasn't a part of it, but I certainly embrace, as a caretaker of the program, I embrace it now. And so it is pretty cool to beat the defending champs and do it here. I'm sure our fans are excited about the fact that we closed out a series in LA.
Next is Catherine Fitzgerald with the Arizona Republic, followed by David Aldridge.
Hey, Monty, Jae had those 3 threes kind of early on in the game. What did his quick start? How did that help you guys get going as a team? And what did you make of his game overall?
That was the thing for me that was, Book was going, but Jae's shots were huge for us. He was getting to the wing, and when it comes out of his hands like that, you just have a feeling that he's feeling it. So when Book was going, I thought Jae was a great compliment, because now you got, guys everywhere that can shoot the ball, and DA on the rim. I thought his shots were huge in the first quarter. And it's good to see him knocking down shots after not making as many early in the series. He's kept his poise, his mental stamina, and he didn't lose confidence. And it's good to see him, knock down shots like that in a closeout game.
Next is David Aldridge with The Athletic, and then Brendan Clean.
Hey, Monty, you obviously have some great vets like Chris and Jae to kind of stabilize, but what was to you most impressive about your young guys these last 2 games from a 2-2 tie to being able to close it out?
Yeah, I mean, typically you don't see young players play this way in these kinds of environments. So it says a lot about their character, integrity, but it also, speaks to the season we've had. I mean, we've had a lot of close games against really good teams on the road, at home. I mean, the Milwaukee game up there was one of those games that was like a playoff game. And I think we've had a number of games like that where our young guys got the experience against really good teams. And so the carryover from that, I believe, has helped them. And I'm almost positive Chris and Jae and Etuan and Langston have been pouring into them about experiences and things they've learned over their careers.
We got time for 3 more. Next is Brendan Clean with the Locked On Suns, and then Greg Moore.
Hey, Monty, a little bit of a similar question to David's there, but,
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Can't hear you, Brendan.
Better?
Yeah, there you go.
Better? Sorry about that. I was saying similar question to David's a little bit there, but just with the way that you guys knew you were going to have to get up to compete with this team and the experience that they had, what are you most, or I guess what attributed most, what are you most proud of about the readiness every single night? I mean, going down 2-1, going on the road, winning the games the types of ways that you did.
Yeah, I mean, just that. Like, we've talked about being a relentless, resilient team all season long. I don't think we would have been able to overcome that kind of deficit if we didn't have vets around. Even when we were down 2-1, our vets from Chris and Jae and Etuan and Langston, those guys were steady. They didn't lose their mental focus at all. And I think that was contagious. And it's, probably my personality to just kind of take it one game at a time. And so that I think I'm most proud of that part is, it didn't look good after game 3. I think everybody was kind of feeling it in Phoenix, but as a team, we knew we had one more game where we could change the series, and we did on the road. And so I think our guys got a lot of confidence coming out of game 4 that we could win the series.
Our 2 questions are going to be Greg Moore with the Arizona Republic and Dwayne Rankin.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. I noticed early on there seemed to be a strategy, use the pick and roll, get Devin isolated against Anthony Davis, see if you guys could stretch him out a little bit, see how healthy he was. How did Devin respond when you told him that was going to be the strategy early in the game?
Well, we didn't say we were going to attack him. We just felt like we had advantages to space the floor against their bigs. We didn't do it just against Anthony. We did it against Gasol. We did it against, Harrell. Drummond didn't play tonight. And anytime you can pull the big away from the basket and attack, 1, you can get to the rim, and 2, it helps you with offensive rebounding. So there wasn't a focus to, go after Anthony. It was just a plan for us to hopefully pull their bigs away from the rim and attack the paint.
Final question is going to be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
I was going to follow that up with Coach, seeing Anthony out there and him go out. I know that he's on the other team, but you coached him. What was that like for you?
I feel bad for him because I played hurt in this league, and I understand what that's like. But to be in this moment and not be your best is hard. I felt the same way for Chris when he had the shoulder stuff, and he's still dealing with it. But I just, I coached Anthony. We still talk and communicate. I'm going to his wedding this summer. When you're that close to a player, even though you're trying to win the game, you do feel for him, because I know that look. I've had that before, where you're out there trying to give it up for your team, but your body's not right. And I'm just thankful he didn't get hurt worse. So it was just one of those deals, man. I applauded his effort, and I told him that after the game. He showed who he is. that kind of character to stay in there and try to help his team when they could have, packed it up, and everything he's done in his career, guys like that, he probably didn't have to play in tonight's game, but he showed who he is. And I wanted to let him know, how much I appreciate him, and our relationship is bigger than basketball. And so when you see him out there struggling like that, you do feel for him.
All right, Book, congratulations. We're going to start with Cameron Cox with 12 News, and then we'll have Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Devin, congrats on this. Just what are the emotions right now, finally getting your first playoff series win and doing something this team hadn't done in a long time?
Okay, and we got to turn this up a little bit. I can't really hear you.
No problem, buddy.
All right, go ahead.
Well, first of all, congratulations, Devin. I know this has been a long time coming. Can you put into words what the emotions are? You've been through a lot here in this city. This city's been through a lot in 11 years. Just to finally get this first playoff series win, what does it mean to you? What are the emotions?
It means a lot. Like you said, it's been a long time coming. A lot of work, a lot of sacrifices went into this, a lot of losses. But, it's only one series. And we still have a lot of work to do. And, this team over here, these guys are battle tested, and they've been farther than the first round. Jae Crowder was in the finals last year. So, we're not going to celebrate our first series like we won a championship. We know we have a tough opponent in Denver coming up soon. I think the game's Monday, but, we're going to take tonight, take the plane ride home, celebrate, and get on to Denver.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Gina Mizel.
Yeah, Devin, congrats. I see you rocking that white on white. That looks pretty good. Wanted to ask just about how you look at this game. At what point were you like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. I can't miss right now.
I was just locked in, Dwayne, to be completely honest, from when I woke up, I had a tough time taking my pregame nap, all out of excitement. I knew we treated this game like a game 7. We knew we had to come in, and, we were stressing since we won the last game that, we wanted to end it here on their home court.
Next is Gina Mizel with Suns.com, and then Mark Spears.
Hey, Book, I saw when you were walking off the floor into the tunnel, you kind of looked up, you sort of put your hands together. I'm just curious what you were thinking in that moment.
Honestly, I was thinking about Cole and the conversations that we had, kind of about, what we just went through, the postseason, and being legendary and taking the steps to get there. So seeing that 8 and that 24 up there, with the way that the lighting that Staples has right here, it feels like, it's shining down on you. And I know he was here tonight. I know he was in the building. I know he was proud.
Next up is Mark Spears, followed by Kellen Olsen.
Hey, Book, congratulations, man.
Thanks, Mark.
Tell me about just words of wisdom your dad has given you. Sound like he knew the moment that was coming your way.
There's so much. My dad has, helped me through a lot, especially in my basketball career from a very young age. And, we've sacrificed a lot of hours and a lot of time to this sport. So I know he wanted this. Probably the only person that wanted it more than me was him. And, just having a short memory, some of the best advice he left me with or leaves me with, and just going out there and compete. I've been in gyms with him. I've played on his team. I've played against him. And, he always competed at the highest level. And I think that rubbed off on me a little bit.
Next is Kellen Olsen with Arizona Sports, and then David Brandt.
Hey, Book, congratulations. When you look through this year, you guys talk about this being a work team and how resilient you guys have been, having a united goal in mind. When the Lakers were making a run, how easy was it for you to kind of link up with everyone and regain focus quickly to close it out here like you wanted to?
We've been tested. This group has been tested this year. Chris has always preached to us during the year. These little moments during the regular season might not seem much, but they can lose you a game in the playoffs. So, just hearing that in the back of our head throughout the whole game and hearing them repeat it today, you just have an understanding that every possession matters. We knew they weren't going to give up. Even going into halftime up 20, we knew the game wasn't over. We knew they were going to, go out swinging. So we just want to stay on it, stay at them. They hit shots. I think they cut it to 10 or 11, but we stuck together, made the right plays, and everybody hit big shots.
Next is David Brandt with the Associated Press, and then Anthony Slater.
Hey, Devin, congratulations on the win. I know that, pretty much every NBA player thinks that when the chips are on the table in the biggest game of their professional career, they go out and score 47 points. But to actually go out and do it and play one of your best games, what's that feel like? How's that kind of help you? I don't know if vindication is the right word, but just kind of validate everything you worked for to come out and play your best in such a big game.
I'm not in the business to, validate what, other person thinks of me, or what everybody else thinks of me. This game doesn't define me. I have a family. I have very close friends that I speak with every day. And to me, my relationship with them is more important than what anybody can say about me. So, I have a tunnel vision at goals that I want to reach. And, if I sit back and worry about validation from Billy Bob or whoever it is, that's taken away from my goal, and that's taken away, focus from, the real goal that's at hand for me and my family.
Next is Anthony Slater with The Athletic, followed by Nick King.
Yeah, Jae Crowder was mentioning earlier how he was impressed this season with the way you study the game. And then Monty was just talking about kind of the in-series adjustments you guys made. I was curious, when in your career did that part of the game, really, studying it, become a big thing for you? And then what do you think about your first, playoff series and how that part of the game is even increased when you're in this type of matchup?
Yeah. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of the game for a really long time. I've always paid attention. I've always watched games all the way through, and not just the ones that are televised. I'm on League Pass faithfully, so I've dedicated my life, to this game, and wouldn't want it any other way. But it did enhance during the playoffs. You hear about the playoffs through my first 5 years. People are like, it's all about adjustments. Every game has its own personality. Something's working one game, they're going to take that away the next. So just hearing that and being a student of the game and watching the playoffs in the past and having a really good understanding for that. Teams aren't going to let you do what you did last game. It's simple as that. So you have to find ways to improvise. You have to find little nicks and knacks to, find ways to get it done. And, we did that game to game. We had to make adjustments all the way throughout. So, I think my first playoff series was a great attest to that, of making adjustments and, every game just being totally different.
Next is Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, and then Greg Moore.
Devin, you were talking after last game about having fun with the fact that every next game is the most important game in the playoffs. There at the end, you get that dunk in the final minute and just the reaction, and then talking to Monty and hugging DA there. Felt like you were really soaking in the moment, but I don't know. How fun was that for you right at the end there?
It was really fun. I don't think it was too crazy of a play. There's still 40 seconds left, and that might have offended some of the other people, but we're playing all the way to the end. But yeah, these guys here, like you said, having a conversation with Monty, having a conversation with DeAndre, and seeing the leap that he made, during this series. Nobody's harder on DA than I am, and it's been like that for a few years. So I know he has a lot of different voices in his ear between me, Coach, and Chris. I know he's hearing a lot, but I just told him I was so proud of him, for seeing the leap. And we still have a lot of work to do. We didn't come into the season to say, we want to win one series and be done. So, we have a lot of work to do.
Next is Greg Moore with the Arizona Republic, and then Paul Richardson.
Thank you. Book, good to see you, man. Congratulations. Seriously, congratulations. I know what you've been through, dude. I have two. The first, What gets into you in the first quarter lately, man? What's up with these last two first quarters?
Just trying to get it done. Just trying to come out swinging, ready to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just want to win the game.
And now that you've had an opportunity to go through it a little bit, how is playoff basketball, particularly a closeout game, how is it different from what you imagined?
I don't know about how different, but, you can hear about something for so long, and then, until you actually get out there and experience yourself, is the only time you actually get to feel it. Obviously very chippy, a lot of words being said, some words cross the line, but they say that's the playoffs. So, you just have to come in with the next game mentality. Even after we won by 30 or 40 last game, that's only one win. No matter how much you win by, it's only one win. So, just keeping it in the back of your head that, every game has its own personality. People have came back from 3-1. People have came back from 3-0. So, you just have to be locked all the way into the end.
Final two questions are going to be Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave and Cameron Cox.
Book, first, congratulations. And then I'm going to harken back to something you said about Kobe and the Be Legendary. Cam said in the other room that all your shots weren't just catch and shoots. They were tough shots. But I remember Kobe one time saying there's no such thing as a tough shot if you put in the work, and those are shots that you make all the time. Those are shots that seem like you just made all the time in rhythm. Can you just talk about that? What seemed difficult for some seemed like they just came natural to you.
I'd just say imagination. Imagination is key. Obviously, you can't work in the summertime and recreate, what you're going to feel in the playoffs. So I think mentally, you just have to put yourself in those situations. Put yourself in the last shot situation. Put yourself in a situation where people are going to be physical for you, and you're not going to get your first shot. So just keep an imagination like you're a kid, have fun with it, and just always be locked in. So when that moment comes, you're ready for it.
Final question is Catherine Fitzgerald with the Arizona Republic.
Hey, Buck, I'm sorry if you got asked about this already, but with Jae getting started so fast for you guys and you as well, just what did that quick start do to you guys for the rest of the game, and Jae in particular?
I think, having a great start is always important. You don't want to be the team fighting uphill the whole entire game. So I think, in our first 3 games, we didn't have as good of starts as we wanted. But it's coming out. I think we communicated through the team, we can't be timid. That's not how we got to where we're at, a number 2 seed in the NBA. We just have to let it fly, trust our work that we've put in. And this group works top to bottom. I see it every day. So I think when coach said that to us, I think it was before game 4, stop being timid, let the ball fly, trust what we've been working on, and, it worked out well for us.
All right, Chris, thanks for joining us. First up's going to be Cody Cunningham with Suns.com.
Hey, Chris, you guys officially clinched the series tonight. Just how does it feel to know that you took down the defending champs and are moving forward to the next round?
It's good, man. Real good. It's an emotional series. This team, man, we're a complete team. Been through a lot. Our first year together, coach getting his first series win as a coach, it's big.
All right, next up is going to be Cam Cox from 12 News, followed by Kellen Olsen.
Hey, Chris, congrats on the series win. Just what are the emotions right now when you walked off the court at the end? This is what you talked about, why you came here to play with Book and having a night like this. Just what are the emotions right now?
It's a lot, man. It ain't no secret. I ain't won but so many series in my career. So after game 3, when we lost and all the stuff that was going on, I just kept telling the guys, stay focused. There's no better feeling than that last 30 seconds when you're dribbling the clock out in the closeout game. And so, we got a chance to get that feeling. And the guys then worked hard. This team put in a lot of work. The guys that's been here, Book, the guy who's been here the longest, he didn't have a lot of hard seasons, a lot of tough L's, and to see what he did tonight in the closeout game, it's special, man. And I'm happy for everybody, but I'm more so happy for him that he's getting to experience this.
Next up is going to be Kellen Olsen, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Chris, to go off that, you have a lot of guys in their first playoff series ever. So for a game like this where you guys jump out early, but then the Lakers storm back, for you guys to remain composed, just how proud are you of the younger players on your team?
Man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for the guys in a series where, I mean, I wanted to do more. I always did, but when you talk about next guy up, and my teammates just always uplifted me, like, see, you gotta be aggressive. You gotta find it. You gotta find it. So to know that we got through this series and we did it together as a team is nothing like it.
Next up is Dwayne Rankin, followed by Paul Richardson.
I played her in this league.
Chris, obviously, there was that stretch they got it down to, I think it was maybe 10, and then you scored 4 points and set up Mikal for that three. How huge was that stretch? Was that the closer, you feel like, for you guys?
Yeah, you know what, man? Willie Green came to me and told me, he was like, see, in order for us to win this game, you're going to have to impose something on this game. And I was like, chill, I'm trying. He was like, well, you heard what I said. And it's funny, man, some years ago when I was with the Clippers, we was playing a game 7 against the Warriors, and then Willie's locker was right next to mine. And he came up to me at halftime and was like, yo, you gotta be more aggressive. So it was almost like deja vu. And so, we done fought so hard, put ourselves in a position to win, that I felt like I had to step up for my guys.
Chris, just a quick follow. I'm sure you saw the report in regards to you. I'm not asking about you to respond to that. What I'm asking is, that can be the report about, your intentions or whatever for, the opt out. It was a story. It wasn't attributed to anybody. It just was a story that's out. My question to you is, that could lead to distraction for a team, but clearly you guys didn't have that. I didn't even know if that was even on your radar or was even discussed in the locker room at all, because you guys came out so focused. I would think it wasn't, but I
haven't seen it, tell you the truth. I haven't seen it. And with our team, we got a singular focus. You know what I mean? That stuff doesn't creep in our locker room because, we focus on today and what's going on right now.
Sorry. Next up is going to be Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave, followed by Anthony Slater.
Chris, as was stated, you came in, hit the big shots and passed off to Mikal for a big one, but also they were getting downhill a lot. You talk about D8 coming back in the game and clogging up that middle and kind of stopping them from going downhill so much.
It's huge. If you didn't watch Bron play over the years, when he got shooters, he's so big and strong, he'll just cross over and basically play bully ball and clear you out the way, and he laying up or dunking or finding guys. And so we just try to make it tough on him. He still got a lot of easy baskets, but we just try to be there for each other. And DA was a beast, man. It's almost like he was like, the hell with the regular season, just let the playoffs get here. So like I said, man, with the team that we got, I wouldn't rather be here and win with a different group of guys. All these guys deserve it, and I'm happy for them.
Next is Anthony Slater with The Athletic, followed by David Aldridge.
I'm sorry, this gotta be the last. Well, I wait on DA. I gotta go see my kids before I get on this plane.
Okay, last question, Anthony Slater.
Yeah, Chris, you came knowing what Devin was as a scorer, as a talent. What have you seen behind the scenes in the lead up and through this year that you knew he could be this kind of winner, this kind of, he could do what he basically just did in this series?
Put the work in. He put the work in. Any shot that he shoot, it's an easy shot. And I think one of the biggest things that made me want to come play here is that I've always had the utmost respect for two-way players, right? Guys that not only score and play offense, but guys that play defense too. And so Devin is one of those guys. He competes on both ends of the court. He accepts a challenge. And when you have guys like that, everybody on the team respects them. So it starts with him. When I got here and I saw the type of respect that Mikal, DA, all the coaches have for Book, is contagious.
All right, Chris, thanks for the time.
Oh, I got DA, go ahead.
Oh, DA. Oops. Sorry about that, guys.
if you need to go see your kids, man.
Go ahead. We're good.
Okay, because I just wanted to ask you, like, you've been at this for a minute trying to get up this hill, and I
Yeah.
just wonder. I know you got more game, you got another series to get ready for, but how does that mentality of always being able to kind of come back and try again allow someone to continue to compete at a high level when you get to the playoffs? You know, when you've had to deal with failure or injury or, you know, not winning for whatever reason, and then the next year you have to do it again, and then the next year you have to do it again. How does that help you at this time of the year?
Just I don't know. That's a good question, dear. I'm just built like that. You know, I'm just gonna keep going. Because one thing about this game, like, I haven't won a championship or whatever, but ain't too many people that know this game better than I do. Guarantee you that. And I'm gonna put the work in. You know, I'm gonna enjoy it, you know, with my teammates, and we always gonna fight. And I always say we always gonna have a chance. Doc Rivers used to always say, you not only have to be good, you gotta have some luck to go with it. And I think for us, we just want to continue to play, and been at this a long time. You can be on a real good team and it can be like hell. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even having fun. But this team right here, man, it's a joy to come to practice and be around these guys every day.
Cam, first playoff experience. You guys not only win, but you defeat the defending NBA champion. What was that like tonight, and you yourself being able to contribute to that?
Oh, man, it was a lot of fun. The challenge for sure. It was a big series to start off my career in the playoffs, and a lot of our young guys' careers in the playoffs. But we learned a lot. It was a lot of fun. I got, you know, a lot of love for our group and how we compete. And that's what it came down to at the end of the day.
Next up is going to be, Greg Moore. Sorry about that. All right, having an issue with that one. We're going to skip to Cam Cox briefly from 12 News.
There we go. Hey Cam, congrats on the series win. Just when you look back on the series and what you guys were able to do and accomplish, what are the emotions right now?
Obviously it's one round, but a lot of excitement. You know, Coach Mon's first series win, and just a group of guys that have stuck together all year and really worked for this. You know, I mean, I'm gonna speak for myself here, but you know, you hear the noise going into the series, and people kind of counting us out a little bit, you know. So you take that to heart, and you just want to go out there and compete, and we want to compete for each other. So the emotion it's an emotional thing, but we got to focus right back. We got another series coming up.
Next up is Cam Cox from 12 News.
I'll ask another one.
Go ahead.
Cam, as a fellow shooter, to see Book what he did tonight, are you just in awe of kind of what he was able to do? 47 points and on the biggest stage.
Oh man, that was different. 8 for 10, and it wasn't just step in wide open easy ones. They were tough. He's one of those guys that when he gets going, he can get going. He can really shoot the ball with the best of them. So it was really cool to see, and I love it, and I hope he can keep it going, and he will.
Next up is Cody Cunningham from Suns.com.
Hey Cam, going into a game like tonight when, you know, the other team's more desperate for the win, just what were those conversations like heading into the game, you know, to match their level of urgency and just to make sure the series wasn't going to 7?
I don't think there was that at all. I think the urgency on our end was high the whole time. We wanted to approach every game like it was a must win, and that's just kind of our DNA. We play hard. Coach used the word relentless a lot, and that's what we had to be. You could see it because we really came out and jumped on them early. But we're a group that's played hard all year, and we're going to carry that over to every game of the series.
Next up is going to be Gerald Bourguet.
Hey Cam, apologies if you were asked this already, but how was your nose after you took that shot? And because for a minute there, it looked like you were kind of tearing up as far as taking a shot to the face on that play.
It was a little tender, I'm gonna be honest. Didn't bleed too much. Just was annoying in the moment. You know, you break a nose, and anybody's broken a nose, I guess, could attest if you get hit in it hard again within the next couple weeks, couple months, you'll feel it. So I just felt it, but I didn't break it again or anything. So I'm all right.
Next up is Paul Richardson from the Sports Cave.
Cam, obviously, you guys knew they were going to come back with another punch. There was no way they were just going to bow out. Talk about the mental toughness you built up through the year to absorb that punch and come back with a punch of your own.
It's a big testament to our veterans on the team, guys that are really good at keeping their composure, guys that have been in the moment. I think we got young guys that are built for this too. And that's the name of the game. Teams are going to make runs. You go up 30, can't expect the team in an elimination game to just lay down. So that's what we're saying on the court, on the sideline is weather the storm and make a run of our own. And like I said, I like our squad. I really do. And we got a lot of faith in each other. We're going to keep playing hard.
Last question is going to be with Dwayne Rankin from the Arizona Republic. Okay. We're just going to cut it up.
No, my bad. I just got unmuted. My bad. Cam, you was talking about how Devin looked, but Jae Crowder really kind of got it started with his three. Just maybe speak to what you were seeing with him and how maybe happy you are for him considering the way he struggled earlier in the series.
The struggles don't mean anything. Sometimes that happens, but obviously there's a lot of faith in him as a shooter. And every time he shot the ball today, it looked good. Even the ones he missed, he didn't miss many of them. And you know, that's what he's brought with us all season. And you know, he's more than capable of doing that every night. So those early struggles just meant he was due for big ones, and he gave us some big performances these last 2 games, last 3 games. That was, you know, super important to our success.
First question is going to be Gerald Bourguet with Fansided.
Hey, Jay, congrats on the series win. Obviously, this is a big deal for a young team playing the defending champs, but how long do you kind of allow your younger guys to kind of celebrate this before you have to already turn your attention to this was just the first round?
Yeah, we was talking about it just a minute ago. We're going to enjoy it today. Let those guys enjoy the feel of victory in the series. It takes a lot mentally and physically. So just enjoy it tonight, today. Let it marinate a little bit, sit on you. And when you wake up tomorrow, you got to change your mindset, whole mindset back to back to war, back to battle, and back to change your whole mindset to Denver now. So enjoy it today and just get back to it tomorrow.
Next up is going to be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Jay, real quick, you know, when you're playing against LeBron, a lot of it is, you know, you got to match the physicality because he's going to try to do that. How important was that, not just for you, but the team as a whole to do that, not just tonight, but in this series that helped lead to what happened?
I mean, we've talked about it together. We got to do it collectively, but once you get that challenge, you got to make them go through your body as much as possible. Sometimes you're going to be successful with it. You got to tip your hat off and continue to do it over and over and over again. And I think as the series went on, he just wore down a little bit. A lot was on his plate, and we just wanted to make it as tough as possible. Obviously, he's the best player in our league, so he's definitely going to have times where he scored the ball, and it's nothing we can do about it. But at the same time, you just want to wear on him, make him tired, make him feel you physically. And by the fourth quarter, hopefully, all the stuff you've done leading up to that point is going to pay off. So that was the mindset going into it. Obviously, you just want to get in his way a little bit, throw a lot of different coverages and bodies at him, and try to wear on him.
Next up will be Anthony Slater from the Athletic.
Yeah, Jay, what have you learned about Devin Booker as his teammate through this season and through this first round that you maybe didn't know just, you know, playing against him over the years?
Well, he's just trying to still learn some aspects of the game. Obviously, he's played a different style of play than he's been playing this year because he's surrounded by another level of talent with what we have on our team. So with him reading defenses, getting blitz and reading defensive and trying to watch film and get better, I didn't know he was that type of player to study the game as much as he does and just trying to get better. And I just feel like I tip my hat off to him as his teammate, as his brother, just giving his all to the team and to each individual on our roster, trying to get himself better and trying to make other people around him better. I just feel like his growth as a leader, it took a step this year. and it's still growing this year, and we depend on that.
Next up is Greg Moore from the Arizona Republic, followed by Catherine Fitzgerald.
Jay, good to see you, man. Congratulations on the win. You've been a part of some deep playoff runs. You've been a part of some great teams. Can you rank for me Devin's performance and some of the great performances you've been on the court to see?
Yeah, I just told him this is probably one of the top ones in my closeout. This is a closeout game. When you look at game 6, game 7, it's closeout time. So it's definitely one of the top ones that I've been a part of in my career in a closeout game. I think Isaiah Thomas, when I was with Boston, had a crazy one too, just like this. But him and Book right there at the top with the closeout performance like that, with scoring the ball and keeping us where we need to be offensively. It's definitely one of the top ones in my career. So I tip my hat off to him. I told him that too.
Next up is Catherine Fitzgerald from the Arizona Republic, followed by Nicole Jarina.
Jay, I'm sorry if I missed this from switching Zoom rooms, but just when you got started so hot at the beginning of this game, what did that do for you individually, and what did it feel like it was doing for the team? Just to
I'm fine. Shooting slumps, I've been a part of it. Whatever it is, I'm even keeled. I play both ends of the court, so I feel like my what I bring to a team is more than just shot making. That definitely is a plus that I bring, but at the same time, I'm a leader, so I just want to continue to lead and continue to put that fight in the guys and let them know that we come here to play, we come here to win, we come here to take over this series. So I just wanted to do that by whatever it took, and that obviously it was shot making early, but I wanted to make some defensive stops too late, and I just wanted to be so locked in on my teammates and trying to push those guys to be the best they can be, and I just wanted to get off to a good start. That's all. That was my mindset leading up in the start of the game.
Our last question is going to be with Nicole Jarina.
Hi, Jay. Congrats for the win.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This team is very young in a way, with a lot of guys with their first playoff experience, and they show up and make huge gains. So how proud you feel about your teammates and their improve?
I'm very proud. I'm very proud of how, not because of the success, but how they responded to defeat, how they responded to letdown, and how they bounced back and stayed the course when things got tough, when we got down 2-1, and how guys still came in with the same mindset, same edge in the practice and film sessions, just trying to get better. And that's all you can ask for in the series from young guys who haven't been in the fight before. Just stay the course, continue to move on to the next play, next game, next possession. And I think our guys did a great job fighting through a little bit of adversity in this series, and I think that's going to help us with the next one.
First up is going to be Cody Cunningham with Suns.com.
Hey, DA, you guys came out, extremely aggressive from the jump. Just what was the message for this team entering this game? And, what had you guys so motivated and ready to go from the start?
I mean, we the underdogs at the end of the day. We don't get the respect. So, I mean, we know the task at hand. And, that's what fuels us, not knowing the world is not giving us our respect and, respect that we deserve. So, it's something that fuel our tank up, man. Just being the underdogs in every category we do, even though we work hard and show that we, are capable of competing in this league. That's what fuels us every day.
Next up is going to be Greg Moore with the Arizona Republic. 1 second. All right, sorry. We're going to skip to Catherine Fitzgerald real quick.
Hey, DA, what did Jae Crowder's performance mean to you tonight and to the team?
Well, the way how you started it off, I mean, I won't say we got comfortable, but we definitely knew we were in a good place once he started off like that. It was a big spark in the beginning because we were running in transition. The defense we played tonight, led to our offense, man. And, just Jay knocking down them early big shots for us was huge. Got our momentum going, and, it was key. It was big. Carried us, I think, throughout the whole first quarter, to be honest.
Next up is going to be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
DeAndre, congrats on getting that first playoff series win. I just had a couple things. One, I've been meaning to ask you this about Chris's shoulder because you've experienced the same thing. I mean, have you two talked about, hey, man, this isn't cool, man? I mean, you guys had conversations about each other's shoulders?
I mean, yeah, it's a weird little minor. I don't even know what to call that thing, but I'll say we're a different type of people, man. I'm a bigger dude, so I mean, I can somewhat play through it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think C carried his well. He still tries. I seen him tweaked it earlier today. He played through it all, and just us. He's always icing it. I never really iced it. I just played through mine, to be honest. We never really spoke on what we feel for real, but I just knew what he was going through.
Next up is going to be Leonardo Torres, followed by Nicole Jarena.
Hi, DA. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Congrats on your win. DA, what are your thoughts on Denver Nuggets? I mean, what do you think will be the key of the series?
Key of the series is sticking to what we do. Defense is what creates our offense, and we know it's going to be a different team, different style of play, but we can't change what we do, and we can't revert from being poised, the way how we did in the first series.
Next up is going to be Nicole Jarena.
Hey DA, congrats for the win. What is your welcome? What is your fresh impression about the game of Booker tonight and through the series?
Man, I told him, I'm sometimes speechless. When he's scoring so big in halves and quarters, even like how he did today. I think he scored 19 points in a quarter. I was on the bench watching. I'm like, dude, this has to be some type of history this dude's making. Scoring like this, and it feel like he doesn't miss sometimes, but it was just great to experience all of this. To be honest, I seen him go to another level with my own eyes. And just seeing it and being a part of that is actually amazing. Just being a part of his legacy, him and Chris is actually crazy. And I see how Chris worked with him, and Chris is rubbing off of a book a little bit when it comes to professionalism on and off the court. So it's just leading to the games, different approach that is very contagious for the team. And, here we are.
All right, I think we're going to wrap with that. Thank you so much for the time, DA.
Thank you very much.
We can give away one.
Oh, one more?
Yep. I mean, you're talking after last game.
Okay. Dwayne, why don't you go ahead?
Thank you. Appreciate that. I just got something off topic a little bit. Looking at you guys, the 2018 class, between yourself, Luka, Trey, Michael Porter Jr. playing so well in the postseason, what's that been like seeing this class that came in pretty heralded now making impacts in postseason play?
I think it's the best class in NBA history. That's how I feel. It's a lot of us, man. It's a lot of us, and it's still more to go. Still more of our guys to go in this class, to reach their limit and their potential. But guys like Luka, MPJ, and Trey, it's been great to watch us young guys go at it, man. We're not backing down. It's the new generation of the league, so we gotta play. You gotta play hard. It's in front of us.